Ah, I was wondering if she's gonna do it. I was wondering.
He's like, wait for it.
Yeah, she took the cue. That's a powerful, booming, resounding woo. No, it's not a wee.
That's not a wee.
It's a woo. You're not the wee. Wee is the pig from the Geico commercials.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Maybe of all the random links I've sent in videos, maybe the random link for this one will be a Geico pig. All right. So, we're sneaking this in. We're gonna post this tonight. Back-to-back videos. I got another one coming. I still got stacks to show. We have an idea of something in the brew that's a secret. So that's in the near future. So in the next couple weeks, you're probably gonna get tired of me if it weren't for Veronica. All right. So you got a fan club. You got a fan club.
And a hater too there.
You got a couple haters. I'm not talking about thumbs down because people think I'm woe is me, my channel. I'm just like, good googly moogly. There's some freaking haters. They're quick to give you a thumbs down, right? So it makes me angry. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now it looks like you planned that. You're like,
right. No, I didn't.
It makes me angry.
It makes me. Well, I noticed I was about to say that while I have this glass.
You should have, when you make videos about things that just angst you, like you should just drink from that.
I don't know what's wrong with this phone, but sometimes it does like this weird zoom thing. It makes the curtains dance and look haunted. So maybe it's just for the Halloween season. But we're going to get after this. What are we doing tonight? I just checked the deadline because we banged out a video earlier today, right? Mm-hmm. So that was up for today. And then we're making one at the very end of the night before we lay down, which will be posted for tomorrow. So one video for today, one video for tomorrow, right? So hopefully you don't get too sick of us. But I thought Brian's vinyl channel, his deadline was the 30th. It's by the 30th. Oh. So it is just shy of 1 as of right now. So maybe when he wakes up, there'll be a little leniency. I don't know. Either way, even though I know this is coming in post the fact, and I might not be eligible for the prize, I don't care.
Just doing it for funsies.
Just want to do it for funsies, as the lady says, and to support a friend who's, coincidentally, a Minnesota Vikings fan. That's disgusting and egregious, atrocious and ferocious, multi-syllabic syllables that might rhyme. All right, and then also we're gonna get this twofer in here, right? Beth's daughter, P, Stranger Queen. She's got a contest going on, right? Pretty sure the prize is Queen related.
Okay.
I already know what it is. But so hey, I want to support a young lady in the VC being creative, right?
More ladies in the business.
So it is what it is. So we're tired, we're loopy, we're spacey, the day's over. I had to change shirts just because I was trying to shout out Ye Old Radio Room. This is the original address, original location. John and I went to the new one to see his Golden Messenger. I'm pretty sure people saw that video by now. Yeah. If they're going to watch me, they already watched it. But anyways, shout out to Radio Room. Ever viable live music alternative in the upstate of South Carolina. All right, so let's get after these, right? So Brian has a contest.
I changed shirts because I spilled detergent on the other one I was wearing.
Oh my God! And you're like, and she literally said, "Oh my God!" And I said, "¿Qué pasa? I asked me, okay, what, okay?" And she's like, "Nothing." And I was like,
there was detergent all over.
So I had like things in my hand. I'm like, "What's going on?" She's like, "I got soap on me." So I thought clearly she cut herself. I got some tools in my laundry room, etc. I was like, no, she clearly just got soap on her while she's doing laundry anyways. And my response was, hey, why don't you just put it in the washing machine? And she's like, I will.
It still shocked me, okay?
It still shocked me.
I was just telling you my story because I know it looks like we changed outfits just to do another video.
Yeah.
I mean, we did.
Well, you changed shirts. I'm going to change shirts.
We have particular reasons why.
Yeah, there's hey, let's the mystery be behind the curtain. You know what I mean?
What? No.
All right, so we're gonna get it. So we're gonna get into this. All right, no, not that you're not allowed to speak. I'm just gonna hammer out these things, right? So Brian's reflecting on his kids going to school, right? Mm-hmm. And just thinking about, so he wants music to be represented by grade school, middle school, high school, post high school, right? And then I said, oh well, that really ties in. I hate to do a twofer. I want to give everyone their own time, but Stranger Queen has one. She's younger. She's 13. She's kicking ass and taking names, doing a little martial arts. I support that. Mental and physical discipline. Strong mind, strong heart. Steadfastness, discipline. happy life. So I believe martial arts leads to a lot of that. She has a couple questions too. Show me something yellow, because Freddie Mercury's favorite color was yellow. She's 13-year-old. She's self-proclaimed, has a bit of an obsession with the band Queen. All right, and then after that, she has Queen experience, instrument question, favorite biopic, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get into that, right? So we're just going to hammer these out, right? We're at 5 minutes. There's no music in the background. It is what it is. Let's get after it. All right?
Oh, wait.
Woo! No, you're not even there. You're so far away.
No?
You're so
What?
far away. You're not even, yeah,
Oh.
you're jumping the gun.
Cueing me.
You're jumping the gun. No, I maybe do another additional woo.
Woo!
You know what?
Did that sound more like the woo that you did?
John doesn't woo.
John.
I wonder if John Woo woos. He makes movies. Once Upon a Time with Aaliyah. She's dead now. Okay.
Moving on.
All right. Middle school. I should say grade school. I've shown a bunch of B-52s in the past, but just never got around to showing this. So I figured I'd use this to represent grade school. This is just clean, fun, wholesome music. Your parents can play for you while you're just being a kid. There are some tracks like "Sex Under the Strobe Lights" that you don't really pick up on when you're a child, right? But I want to make love under the strobe. That's not sex under. Anyways, this has legal tender on it. In fact, these are such big, giant, bold letters. You can just read them yourself, right? So this is from '83, the year I was born. You were what? 7, 8, 9, 9? Or you in '83?
I'm not gonna tell the bees.
Okay, right on. But so it's a mystery. So yeah, grade school B-52s. It's mostly family friendly. This isn't their most known hits. By the way, saw them last April. They did a good job. They were in and out with no opener in 1 hour flat. Straight up 56 minutes. But that was a little bit of a bummer. It was all good, right? So going from grade school into middle school, right? So something that was always prevalent in my house. My mom house cleaned too. My dad enjoyed. My godparents listened to. I listened to. A couple things. And you know what? I totally left one thing behind.
Oh, no.
I don't think the world's going to end. I might pause. I might not, right? But anyways, yeah, it won't take you any time. Woo! We're keeping it alive, right? All right. So along that lines with middle school. Sorry, I'm tired for whatever reason. I'm having a hard time looking in the camera, right? But tired fat face. But John Prine. All right, don't make that face. I'm just self-deprecating. Please don't make that face. All right. So John Prine. This is Prine. So Prine. Intentionally a tongue twister. One thinks. All right. So this is the best of compilation, right? And this is a CD my dad had in the truck all the time, right? And then of course I have it on vinyl now. And since CD lives matter, it's totally fine. Boom, with the 2 original CDs and the get out of here, man. I only have so much time. And the booklet. This Great Days, the anthology of John Prine, was something that was at my godmother's house, friends' houses. My mom cleaned house to this. I've owned this. I want to say this is my second copy. All right, because one of those things that got destroyed and anyways, whatever. Disc 1 is all the hits, from Illegal Smile to Saddle in the Rain. Fish and a Whistle, I love that. Disc 2, I kind of have a feeling that they shoved more things onto Disc 1 than anything. I do like that Sabu visits the Twin Cities alone, which Twin Cities, Minnesota, ties into my boy. And then Automobile is a great track, track 2, CD 2. But yeah, this is definitely a part of my life as a whole, but primarily in middle school, primarily in primary school. All right. But so, then we get into high school, man. I mean, this is going to sound cliche. Don't care. I showed this, I think, probably in Mazzy's contest, where we're reflecting on things or whatever. I'm pretty sure. Can't recall. I think I showed Ride the Lightning. I don't know. I make some of these videos. They all run together. But since I do know I showed Ride the Lightning recently, I got best albums of all time, right? And it is a repress. I'm not mad at it. It's still in the shrink. It's got the hype sticker. And Justice for All is freaking brilliant. It's got Blackened on there, and Justice for All, Eye of the Beholder. I'm just reading the whole list here. The Short Straw. Harvester of Sorrow! I fucking love that that song. That's the one to get ready for, right? The frayed ends of sanity. To live is to die, and Dyer's Eve. All right, so look at them right there with their curly hair. We can't look like we're rock stars. You know what I mean? R.I.P. Cliff Burton. But, the bass was still held strong. All right, but we're just going to hammer through that right there. And post-high school, I probably should have looked. I'm having a brain fart right now of which one came first. I know I graduated high school in 2002. And so I want to say 2003, 2005, or when these two albums came out respectively. And I cannot quite recall this very second which came out first. I want to say that these are both Mars Volta, by the way. Extremely generous. Can't thank you enough. Sent him a little something love in the mail. More's coming in the future. I'm actually working on the box. Mm-hmm. Randall Reaver was extremely generous to send me these two records. I think he'd seen... Anytime there's a video where someone's like, what do they need to repress? What should they repress? Or what do you think there's more quantities of? Or what's the most overpressed record? Blah, blah, blah. All these topics and Dead Wax the Stream. I think he was probably might have been aware that I mentioned it multiple times. Mm-hmm. That I was looking for these records. He sent them. I was dumbfounded, right? I don't want to get on a sidetrack because I could open these up and yap about them. They're packaged brilliantly anyways. But this is Francis the Mute.
You can talk about this forever.
Yeah, this is Francis the Mute, which I want to say is 2005. And the crematorium. Deloused in the crematorium? Yes, I just checked for idiot's sake, right? But deloused in the crematorium, right? These Mars Volta post-high school. And when we first met, this is one of those things I'm like, I'm not just trying to say this because I know you speak, as an American would say, I'm not saying this because I know you speak Mexican, but have you heard this music with them there Mexicans that be done sing words with that Mexican talk? And she's like, what? And she listens to the lyrics, she's like, I think they're talking about chicken mutilation and heartbreak.
I was like, I've heard this before.
Yeah. And I guess along the same lines, this wasn't even intentional, I was just making room for records here. Offshoot of the same members, we got this in Asheville. I did go to Nashville for a bro holiday. We got this at a super fun, more cool hangout bar than record store, but I still ranked it number 2 in the Olympics of Asheville record stores. Everyone goes back and watches that trio of videos, and then the King Gizzard stuff. I was all spawned by King Gizzard, right? So that's post-high school, right? So Brian, don't care if I'm not eligible to win a prize. You're a good dude. I want to say I'm not even dead serious. I just stumbled into a video. Don't know how it came with my feed. I want to say I was my man's 4th subscriber. And he's already at 100. He's ever growing.
Nice.
Congratulations. You're a good dude. Just keep on growing. Keep on doing you. I appreciate it, right? So we're going to get straight into Stranger Queen. Okay. She's got her contest going. And what I love is, this is tied in to her favorite band, Queen, which Brian May was cool. Quality guitarists. They all had their own attributes. They all brought things to the table. Brian May made his own guitar, made Big Red, and his only guitar he ever played. He made it with his dad when he was young. Pretty crazy, right? Yeah. Some people think it's ugly, some people think it's beautiful, but that's secondary, right? So what I like is she gave opportunity to tie something other than just records or music into the VC, and she said show something yellow because it was Freddie Mercury's, the lead singer of Queen's, favorite color. So Veronica surprised me the other day when, by the way, before you show it.
Oh, wait.
Before you show it.
What?
Veronica has a bit of a problem with shoes. Veronica has a bit of a problem with shoes.
What is that supposed to mean?
That I love all the shoes you wear. They're beautiful and you deserve every single pair. But that being said, whilst she was shopping for shoes, she picked me up a little gift.
I still thought of you.
Which is lovely. Right? I appreciate that. So, I think once upon a time, she probably heard me having a discussion of, being a half a Guido, there's always the conversation of, in America, there's like, hey man, what that you do like to drive there with two wing goddamn fucking V8, wah, so, in that regards,
That's exactly it.
In that regards, I prefer Fords, but I'm still keen on Chevys. I've owned, a Dodge Magnum RT pickup truck. I've had a show Taurus with Yamaha head V8, so that's part Japanese. I'm diverse. I've had an El Camino Super Sport. Speaking of T-tops, I had a Buick T-Type with T-tops. You know, that's a tongue twister. That's a terribly tough tongue twister I just terrifically tackled. But, yeah, but so, yeah. Anyways, so, in the world of Italiano, dude, if anybody in the VC wants to gift me a Ferrari, I'm not going to complain. No. But when it comes when it comes to Ferrari or Lamborghini, not that I have the money for either. I'm a Lamborghini guy, right? I like bold colors and I'm audacious. So thank you, Veronica. You're a sweetheart. That was a lovely surprise. Just cracking jokes on your shoes, right? So that's something yellow, right? 13-year-old. What was I obsessed with, right? So, a couple different ways you could take this as a 13-year-old, right? Okay. If I'm being dead serious, there's two different aspects as a boy you could think about, right? I moved to the South, and I had, kids scooting up on me and picking on me. I got along with everyone, and everyone wants you to be in a pocket. So I was down to scrap, and so I was pretty, not obsessed with it, but I was ready to. I was full of piss and vinegar. So I wouldn't say I was obsessed with it, but the aspects of being a 13-year-old, anybody want to knuck up, I was ready to fucking throw knuckles. Okay. All right. And besides that, you're 13. What's right around the corner? As a bro.
As a bro?
Cars. All right. Unfortunately, I didn't get to start the build until after my dad passed away. But we'd always talked about forever and a day building a truck. So this book, like I say, I always support. Showing Anything You Wish in the VC is the history of Ford trucks. I am currently trying to buy a house, so the project is stalled. I have a classic sidestep woodbed F100 with a cammed, pretty gnarly 351 in there, right?
That's pretty nice.
So, anyways, that will be completed someday. But pretty obsessed as a kid and excited for getting my first car. All right. Nice. Dating back to 13 and earlier, something I was always obsessed with was movies, pop culture, etc. I showed the record.
Still are.
Yeah, still am. Some things never change, right? And so one thing I was obsessed with was, and by the way, I completely omitted this. Along the same time is, we had these earlier when we knocked them over on the ground. Along the same time, along line as John Prine and all that era was Grateful Dead, was always a part of my life. So insert everything I said about Grateful Dead. Add the caveat of, or I should say John Prine, add the caveat of Grateful Dead, linear with that. All right, but along the lines of pop culture, look, I gave the VHS to a homeboy when I was cutting hair, right? Mm-hmm. So my homeboy Greg that you met the other day, tall, handsome black guy. So I cut his hair, and he's a little bit older than me, and we're reminiscing about VHS, and he's like, "Oh, yo, dog, yo, homie, man." He's so slick with it. I wish I could replicate. I'm just gonna insult him by trying to do his particular.
Like, are you making
his particular unique vernacular and dialect is unique to him, but because he's so smooth and peaceful. But then he is really like swarthy with it, and then also like really slang oriented but intelligent. But so we're reminiscing. He's like, "Oh man, my dude, I can't believe you got The Last Dragon." I was like, "Of course I do. It's my favorite movie ever." And I showed him that one. I showed him I had it on DVD. I had it on Blu-ray. Ex-girlfriend stole it. All right, here's my childhood cassette. Still have that. This made an appearance with Brody because one of the things we bonded over. One of my lifelong friends, loved him to death. This is morbid, but whoever dies first. One of us is going to be, carrying a casket for the other. He's that type of friend, all right? But not trying to be morbid. But so my dude George was just like, "Oh my God, you got that?" I was like, "That's my childhood VHS." I was like, "It's yours." He's like, "Dog, I can't." And he gave me a hug. Like,
one of those like.
It's endearing, right? All right. So to move on forward, right? Also a 13-year-old. I don't want to get too far into this, right? But when you're a 13-year-old boy. Ladies are exciting, And so at that time, there was not really much the way of the interwebs. Certainly not in your beep boop bop boop phone at all times, right?
By yourself, like in a corner, like nah.
In a corner.
Shame. I'm just saying.
Shame. All right, so, anyways, don't take it morbid. She's a young lady, or not morbid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right, maybe I should just leave the term morbid, right?
That's it.
Also, I've always been, even at 13. Comic books, but yay, Incredible Hulk. But so also along that line, I freaking love I've talked about this in the past. I got this white label promo on vinyl. So here's the DVD I've had since age 13. So Foxy Brown. And if you can see, a gift from the lovely Beth at B-Side Records, who knows I'm a big fan of Pam Grier, blaxploitation movies, and their soundtracks. As much as that is a movie, it's also Roy Ayers, which is a great jazz fusion musician I love. Ubiquitous is an awesome album. I don't want to get sidetracked by going off on a tangent about Roy Ayers. But so Pam Grier was one of the ladies as a 13-year-old. Kind of dug a lot, you know? And then also, when you had full-blown cable at that time.
Yes.
And I should say maybe a friend would come to your house and be like, yo, dog, Eric's got 48 channels. You know what I'm saying? When there's no cable box and you had to flip. And you had to, like, pay mind mentally to, like, how long commercial breaks were, and then get back so you don't miss stuff. There's no rewind, there's no pause, there's no record. No. Unless you literally hooked up a VCR, you know? And so, at that time, MTV was kind of pumping jumping. And so was Madonna. Alright, and as a 13-year-old, I'm just going to break off some Madonna real quick. This is in the shrink, first press with the hype sticker. Includes the poster we've shown in the past, so we're not going to get too far into that. But this is True Blue. This is Madonna. All right? Rock on. I actually like and defend her music too, right? This is Like a Virgin. This is one of the weird ones that is... I want to say they amended this in later represses. You know, so this is not a flip side to side. This is over under. You know? So, a little bit of stutter. I'm still... I done had looked at Madonna and had done not thought what words could be for done said with mouth. You know, but Madonna's pretty rad, right? And then so this came up in a contest too. The story of Sunset Waterfall.
Yeah.
You know, so you're not happy about my former dancing days?
No. I assumed you had a former dancing days the first time you twerked.
Mm-hmm. Don't tell them I'm twerking.
Oh.
That's private twerking.
Oh.
All right.
Not anymore.
Okay. So this has the faux Obi strip. This has the hype sticker. If you can see wherever it is right here, this is a first press promo gold stamp. And then some chick who was an idiot creased it. And I said this in the John video, coincidentally, I guess I'm doubling down. Always hold your records from dead center, top, bottom, left or right, so that you are pinching and supporting the record, which has stable weight, and not here, where it's flimsy and you could potentially damage the jacket. Alright? I guess that's how I ended up with that monolord for 1/3 this price, though. So, that's cool. And then the last thing, I guess there's two quick things. Instruments. Do you play any instruments? She's learning the piano, which is very admirable. She's working hard at it. She's posted a couple videos, and it's ever growing progress. Rad. Hang 10. Dope. Do you play any instruments? Ever tried?
No. I tried learning to play the piano, but it was no.
Marimbas?
No.
Was that politically incorrect?
No.
All right.
But I mean, even if that is your goal, I believe,
what,
a lot of the time to be
politically incorrect. Oh, I thought to teach you the marimbas, because that is my goal. All right. Yeah, arriba! That's what I want at all times. And by it's not my goal to be politically incorrect. It's my goal to be loving everyone, and everyone just realizes other people have cultures, and you can make light of it and have fun. And nobody has to get their fingers hurt. Olé, I bought you Olé cheese.
Yeah, he did.
And by the way, don't forget to bring your mom that queso fresco.
I know.
Yeah. So. All right, right on. All right. So also, I played bass. I was horrendous. I've told this in the past, but it was maybe so long ago that I played bass in a punk rock comedy duo called the Bumpin' Uglies. We were more funny than we were musically talented. We were awful. I had a really sweet Wisconsin colors, like kind of a dark cardinal red with kind of a pale cream, almost true white ivory fretboard, and blonde neck, you know, the big giant oversized bass head. It was pretty decent bass. I was just juggling sports and too many things. I never really had a talent for it. I could learn to play a song. I got to the point where I knew like 15, 20, Rolling Stones, you learn a Led Zeppelin song, you learn, Leonard Skinner song, and I could play those with friends. But whenever it got to like being organic and riffing and really making music, it just wasn't there. I have, without being braggadocious, I feel like I'm multi-talented at a few things.
Yeah.
Working on cars and doing things around the house and drawing and painting and et cetera, et cetera. But musically, my sister had that talent. Not so much me, right? My sister was a flautist amongst another half dozen woodwinds and brass instruments she played, right? All right. So last question was favorite biopic. 25 minutes. We're gonna do this under 30.
Woo
woo woo. So the final and last thing would be your favorite biopic. All right. There's just that biopic, based off the life of Freddie Mercury and the history of Queen, right? And so.
She said not to do that one.
All right. So I guess. Oh, I skipped one. I'm not smooth. We might break over 30 minutes. First Queen experience. I've talked about this in the past as well. Like a lot of people, I really got into Queen from this scene in Wayne's World. In Wayne's World 2, we were talking about this. Amongst other things I'm trying to show. And stockpile CDs, DVDs, and everything that X ran off with, right? Smooth. All right. So I was actually going to play a clip from a movie, from a different movie I'm about to talk about, to start the movie off, kind of like I did with the Emma 8 Vinyl Low contest, where I did the what's my man's name? Major Payne. My business is killing and business is good. But, so the AMC Pacer, Bohemian Rhapsody, that was one of my, that's one of my really things where I just rocked out. I said, I got to discover more Queen. And so right after that movie came out, like a week later, I rode my bike to Sam Goody or wherever, and I bought this cassette. It was Wayne's World cassette. I've had that for all these years, right? And then probably after I dove into this cassette and, ran the soundtrack through my head a billion times, right after that, and this is priceless, my dog quite literally ate the case, right? Luckily, the cassette survived. And if you could see if it will actually zoom in and do right, I don't know. I'm just doing this blind. But that Queen cassette is my childhood cassette. And if you could tell, this is my handwriting as a child. I don't know how well that's going to show up. But that is the song list. This is Queen. That's my first experience with Queen is in the world of audio cassettes. All right?
Nice.
30s. But, so after that, the last thing is favorite biopic, and we're nailing this. We are going to do this in under 30 minutes, right? We're at 28 right now. So, don't have it. Fuck you, ex-girlfriend. But she's never going to see this. Best to her. Seriously, best to her in life. She just, was too trustworthy with loser friends that had sticky fingers. They'll return it. No, they won't. No, they won't.
Never.
But you're giving stuff away. I let so-and-so borrow. You're too trustworthy. You're, anyways. The biopic that was not a biopic. Spinal Tap. I want to start off the video with a Spinal Tap scene. It's hilarious. It's great. If anyone has the DVD, it's one of the best. They stay in character. It's the beginning of mockumentaries. Like, you ever seen Best in Show? Dog Show?
Yeah.
All the same people. All started way back in the day. Rob Reiner did the movies. It's a biopic about a band that doesn't exist. And it's hilarious. And when they do it, they literally do it, like the 20-year anniversary, they do it in character. And they're like, oh, that guy was a skeezy, blah, blah, blah. And they're in their British accents, and they're talking about, you remember him? He was following us all the time. It was like, probably because you owed him money. Hilarious. The movie's great. The audio's, like, overdubbing or whatever commentary is priceless. I wish I had it to show. I do not. Disqualify me if you please. I have failed you. But, yeah, right on. And Stranger Things rules. I love that show. And she's failed you because she refuses to watch it.
That is a lie. That is a lie.
All right. We're going to end on that as a lie. Hey, take care. I love y'all. Everyone stay up. Be safe.